what are the tasks that has been given? The first task that we have been given, it says that create a new folder, create three files inside that folder. So we have to create a folder. Inside that folder, we'll be creating three files specifically named code.txt, log.txt, and output.txt. And once we have created those three files, we are supposed to do what? We are supposed to stage two of those three files. We're not supposed to stage all the files. We are supposed to stage two of those three files. And then we are supposed to commit them. Once that will be done, we are supposed to push that particular branch over to GitHub. We are supposed to create a GitHub repository for this, and we are supposed to push it over there to GitHub. So these are the points that we have been given. These are the 5 tasks that we have to perform. So first of all, first point is create a new folder. And so we are supposed to create a new folder specifically for the repository we will create for this first hands-on problem statement. Now let me create a folder first of all for today. So 04/16/24, and here we are supposed to create a folder specifically for today. So this particular, I'm sorry, for this particular hands-on. So I'll create a new folder, and this will be for let's say hands-on 1. So this is the folder I have created for the first hands-on problem statement. So this is our first assignment, our first hands-on repository. This is what it is going to be. Now here we are also supposed to create 3 files. So we're supposed to create code.txt, log.txt, and output.txt. So let us go ahead and create the same here. The new test document, code.txt. Now make sure that you guys are also checking it over here in view, and you have made it so that you can see the extension names, file name extensions. Make sure that you have enabled this on your end, because otherwise what you will end up with is you will give the name over there as code.txt, because you're unable to see the extension name, and then you will end up naming the file as code.txt.txt. Please don't do that. Don't name your file code.txt, just simply name it as code. In my case, since I do have the extensions open, file name extensions under view, I have it as show. That is why it is showing up over there as .txt. Okay. Please make sure of these particular things when you will be performing it on your end as well. So code.txt is done. Now let me create the other 2 files as well, which will be log.txt and output.txt. So let me create those 2 files over here as well. Log.txt, and finally output.txt. So these are the 3 files that we required for the first hands-on problem statement. Now among these 3 files, we are supposed to stage 2 files, which are code and output.txt, and then we are supposed to commit them. Finally, once we will have committed them, we are supposed to push it over there to the GitHub repository we'll have to create. So let me open up the Git bash first. And then we can begin with the task. Or instead of opening the Git bash like this, what you can do, you can simply right click here, show more options, and open Git bash here. So that way you don't have to go ahead and manually move around in the particular terminal. Rather, directly you will be present inside the folder where you're supposed to be working. Now this is where I'm supposed to be working. So if I will do ls, I'll be able to see the files that are present. So this is my like This is what my repository is supposed to be, but it is not as of yet because I have not initialized Git. So I'll have to do that first. So I have to run the git init command here in order to initialize my empty Git repository so that I can go ahead and actually run the git add and the git commit commands and eventually the git push commands as well. Unless it's a git repository, I cannot run the git commands for it. So now that I have initialized the empty git repository here, I can go ahead and stage the two files that are required, which are code and output. So I can say git add code.txt and output.txt. In your case, if you have accidentally named it as code.txt.txt, make sure that that is the exact name you are giving while actually trying to stage it. Otherwise, it is not going to work. It will just tell you no files found by the name of code.txt. If your file name is going to be code.txt.txt, but you try to stage the file by the name of code.txt. So make sure that you are naming your files properly and that you are trying to stage the files or while staging you are giving the names that you have given during the creation of the file. So if you are giving file names that are different in the creation stage and in the staging area, so then it will give you the error. So give the name that you have actually given during the point of the creation. So git add code.txt output.txt. Now if I run this command, it will stage two of my files, which it will show when I will run the git status command. So it has staged two of my files, which are the code.txt and the output.txt files. So now that I've staged two of the files that are required, I can go ahead and run the commit command. What it will do is it will commit the two files that I have staged right now. So I can run the git commit command. So git commit -m and then the commit message. So committing code.txt and output.txt. So let me just give the message output.txt. So now once I will run the command, the commit will have been successfully done. So both of my files which I had staged will now be successfully committed. Now that I have committed my two files that I ran the git add command for, I can go ahead and push it over there to the GitHub. So that is the final task that is given for us. Pushing it to GitHub is the final task that we have been given. But till here, please let me know everyone if you are clear with this or not. So these were points number A, B, C and D. So we created the folder. We created three files inside that folder. We ran the git add command for two of those three files and then we committed them. Others also, please let me know if you are clear with this till here or not. Please let me know in the chat. How to delete the file using command. So what exactly are you talking about, Raghunath? Like unstaging are you talking about, or This file only you're talking about, like how I can delete this file. Now that it has been committed, how I would delete it. Staged one. So you can use this command, get rm hyphen cached the file name in order to unstage the file. So get rm hyphen cached the name of the file. If you will run the command, then the file which has been staged will be then unstaged. And no, for committed, I believe I have already shown this, Raghunath, in the last week itself. But if you are using a committed file, you have to first of all delete the file. So you have to go over to where the file is created. You have to delete the file. Then you have to stage it again and then commit it. Okay, Raghunath, I hope that clears it up for you. So you have to delete the file. Then you have to run the get add command for it. And then you have to make the commit. That will solidify that the file is supposed to be deleted. Okay. Zahir is saying that why we use git bash when we can upload and download files directly in GitHub. Zahid, that is because GitHub is for storing it in the cloud. It is my remote repository. It is not my local repository. Did you attend the classes that we had last week? Three classes that we had for the Git. So Git day 1, day 2, and day 3. Zahid, please let me know. You have watched it, which is like you have checked the live recording in that case. You have not attended the sessions, I believe. Yeah. So that is my remote repository. That is where I'm storing it as my backup. Mainly, I'll be working on my laptop only. These code.txt, log.txt, output.txt, these are supposed to be pseudocode files, which means that they are simulating or emulating my actual code that I should be using. So instead of that code, I'm using over here just simple text files. But when you will be working on a project, these are going to be your source code files. So there you will have to stage, commit them, you will have to push them. So those are the things. Samanth, we're having the hands-on session right now. This is the problem statement that we are checking. I'll share the problem statement in the chat along with the command list when I will be sharing. So after I perform this, I'll give you 10 minutes to perform the same on your end. During that time, you can go ahead and run the commands on your end as well. So when I'm explaining it, please do not perform it at that particular point of time because like I have mentioned, I'll give you guys time to do the same on your end as well. So now the final point for us is to push it to GitHub. So let us create the repository in GitHub first. Now I'll name it as 0416 hands-on 1 and I will create the repository. So this is going to be my repository. So let me add the URL over there. So the HTTPS URL, let me copy and I will add it over here as the remote repository URL. So git remote add origin and then the URL. So I will add the remote repository URL using the nickname origin and then I can simply push the master branch over to my remote repository using the get push command. So get push and then the nickname that I've given, which is origin, and then the branch that I want to push, which is master. So get push origin master, which will do what? Which will push my remote repository, my files from my local to my remote repository. So here I have pushed my master branch from my local repository to my remote repository. So if I go there, if I refresh the page, I'll be able to see that I have the two files available over here, code.txt and output.txt, which were which were committed when 7 minutes ago. Okay, even though the push was made right now, as per the commit history, it was made 7 minutes ago. Hence, that is being shown over here. It does not matter when you push it, because that is just when you are uploading the files to your remote repository. That does not matter. You are just storing it, keeping it as a backup. What matters is when the change was made, because you will want to make sure that when a group of people are working on a code, you want to know when someone has made any changes. So for that reason, when you push it does not matter. When you make the change, when you make the commit, that is when the main things will be stored. So this is how you can go ahead and push the particular branches over to GitHub. I think I have shown this earlier as well during the actual classes, but this is the final point for our hands-on number one. So let me do one thing. Let me go ahead and do the history here. And then you can check the commands that we have run specifically for today. Let me open a notepad file. There I will be pasting the commands. So this is the command list for the first assignment or the first hands-on. Let me share both of these files over the chat. I've shared the problem statement. Now let me share the document as well. Prabhakaran, just copy and paste it. Just right click and click on paste. Control C, Control V will not work. Control C, Control V does not work, Prabhakaran. Just right click and copy it and then paste it. I've shared both the problem statement and the solution statement in the chat. You can go ahead and run the same on your end, following what I have explained and performed. Like I've said, I'll give you 10 minutes for the same. Please go ahead and run the same on your end. So at 7:30 I've mentioned, so you have till 7:40 to perform the same on your end. After which, we'll go ahead and move on to the next problem statement. Raghunath, just let me know where original has been mentioned. Origin has been mentioned, which when I had explained the get remote add origin command, had mentioned that it is a nickname that is given. That is not the name of the repository, that is the nickname that is being given. And it's not original, it's origin. Raghunath, did you check the commands when I was running it? You have not run this particular command. You create the remote repository, you create the GitHub repository on your end. Then you add the remote repository URL with the nickname origin and then you try to push it. You have not even added your remote repository URL with the nickname origin and then you are trying to push it. So obviously it will give you the error saying origin does not appear to be a Git repository. Did you run this command? Raghunath, please let me know, did you run this command or not? That was the whole reason that I shared the answers, solution, commands with you over the chat, along with the problem statement, so that you can go ahead and have a look at it and follow along with it and then paste the commands. Okay, so it's time now to move on to the next problem statement, which is hands-on number 2. So let me open the same on my end first, and then we can begin with the task. So this is the next problem statement that we will be performing. And what we are supposed to do here, we are supposed to create a Git working directory with the following branches. So we have been specified over here that we are supposed to create 3 branches alongside the master branch. So like I had explained earlier as well, you cannot create any branches unless your master branch is created, and your master branch will be created automatically once you make the first commit. So you cannot manually create the master branch. So what you will have to do, first of all, you will have to create the main.txt file, stage it and commit it in the master branch. I'm sorry, in order to create the master branch, stage it and commit it. Then you will do the same thing for the other 3 branches. So develop branch is going to have develop.txt file staged and committed inside it. F1 branch will have f1.txt file and F2 branch will have what? f2.txt file. Finally, once we have created all these branches and the files inside their respective branches, we'll then go ahead and push them all to a GitHub repository. Then we'll delete the F2 branch from our local repository as well as our remote repository from the terminal. So first things first, we will create all these 4 files that we will need. So main.txt, develop.txt, f1.txt and f2.txt. Then as we will go along, one by one, we will stage and commit the files. So firstly, when we create sub branches and stage and commit files inside them, the file disappears from the local repository. Can it be found later? It does not disappear, Zahid. When you are specifying that when you are committing a file in a particular branch, that file now belongs to that particular branch. So when you are checked out to that branch or any child branch of that particular branch, so any sub branch of that particular branch, only they will be able to see that particular file. They are not disappearing, they are being isolated to a specific branch. So in this case, in the master branch, whatever I will have available, all the child branches, so develop F1 and F2 will have those files available, which is going to be just one file main.txt. But the rest of the files will be unique to their branches. So develop.txt is supposed to be only in the develop branch. So in any of the other branches, develop.txt file will not be visible. F1.txt file will only be visible in the F1 branch, not in any of the other branches. And the same goes for F2.txt as well. So the the files are being isolated as per their specific branches, wherever you are committing them. Let me create the new folder for the hands-on too. And here I will create 4 files: main.txt, develop.txt, f1.txt and f2.txt. Let me create the files. So the files have now been created. So first point that we will have to perform will be to actually stage and commit the main.txt file, which will then create our master branch. So let me go ahead and open Git bash here to show more options. Open Git bash here. Now here I will have to first of all initialize Git. So Git init. Then I will have to stage the main.txt file and then commit it. So I have staged and committed the main.txt file, essentially creating my master branch. So now, next point I will have to do will be to create the 3 other branches, develop F1 and F2. So git branch develop, git branch F1 and git branch F2. So this will create the required branches for me over here. So master, F1, F2 and develop. So now F1, F2 and develop, all 3 of these branches do have the files from the master branch, which is my main.txt file. So these 3 branches do contain the main.txt file, but the next files that are going to be staged and committed, they will be isolated to those branches. Now, first point is to switch to the develop branch and stage and commit the develop.txt file. Similarly, we'll have to do the same for the F1 and the F2 branch. So, essentially what we are going to be doing is switch to the develop branch, stage and commit the develop.txt file. Next, switch to the F1 branch, stage and commit the f1.txt file. And finally, switch to the F2 branch and stage and commit the f2.txt file. That is what we are supposed to do. So the same three commands we have to repeat 3 times for 3 branches. First will be for checkout. So get checkout develop. We have switched to the develop branch. Now we stage and commit the develop.txt file. So git add develop.txt and then we commit it. So git commit -m committing develop.txt. Once the commit is done, next this same set of commands we have to follow for the rest of the 2 branches as well. So for F1 and F2 branches also we'll have to follow this same exact set of commands. So this time it will be git checkout, not develop but F1. Then we will add the f1.txt file. So git add f1.txt and finally we commit it. This time committing the f1.txt file. So that is what we'll mention in the commit message. So f1.txt. Same we will have to follow for the F2 branch as well. So this time checkout to F2, stage the f2.txt file and then commit the f2.txt file that we have staged just now. So with this we have staged and committed the respective files in their respective branches. So till here you are clear with this or not, please let me know in the chat. Prabhakaran, first of all, I asked you a question as well. Are you clear with this till here or not? So please, when I'm asking a question, do respond to the question. Okay, so Prabhakaran wanted to know how we can rename a branch. So if you want to rename a branch, first of all, just make sure that you are checked out to that particular branch. So if you want to rename the master branch, make sure that you are on that particular branch itself. Make sure that you're on the master branch itself. Then you can run the command git branch -m and then the new branch name. So get branch -m followed by the branch name that you want to rename the current branch to. That will allow you to rename the branch. So now we are supposed to create a new repository for this particular task. So it's going to be 0416 hands-on 2. Hands-on 2. Let me create the repository and then we will add the remote repository URL there and then push the files or push the branches to our GitHub repository. So let me copy the URL and we'll add it over here. So git remote add origin, then the URL, and then we'll push the branches over there to GitHub. So git push origin, and then instead of any specific branch, we can just give over there hyphen all. So this will push all of the branches over there to GitHub or to this GitHub repository. So all of our branches will be available there. So let me run this command. Now all 4 of our branches will be pushed to our remote repository. So develop F1, F2 and master, all 4 branches were pushed to my remote repository, hands-on 2. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to delete the F2 branch from the local as well as the remote repository. So from local, I'm supposed to delete the F2 branch. And then from remote also, from my remote repository also, I'm supposed to delete the F2 branch. So first point, let me delete the F2 branch from the local. But right now I cannot delete it because I'm on that particular branch. So I'm on the F2 branch at the moment, so I cannot delete the F2 branch right now. First of all, I have to switch to a different branch, any branch, it does not matter. Just that the branch that you are trying to delete, you cannot be on that particular branch. So you have to check out to a different branch. So let's say we check out to F1 because like we are not supposed to be on the branch we are trying to delete. So git checkout F1. Now I will be able to delete my F2 branch. So I'll just have to run the command git branch -d F2. So this will delete the F2 branch successfully for me if I run this command. So it will say deleted branch F2. So if I run the command git branch now, you'll be able to see that it has been successfully deleted. Similarly, if I want to delete the F2 branch from the remote repository, what is the command I will be using? Git push origin -delete F2. So git push origin F2 and then we add the additional flag or additional option here for -delete. So this will make sure that we delete the F2 branch from our remote repository origin. So now F2 has been deleted from my remote repository as well. So let me update this in our solution document. And then you can go ahead and you guys can also run the same on your end. I've shared the updated document over the chat. So you guys can go ahead and run the same following that particular document on your end as well. I'll give you 10 minutes for the same, after which we will then go ahead and move on to the third hands-on. So please go ahead and run the commands on your end for the second hands-on. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes now, so I hope everyone is done with the particular task. So in that case, we can go ahead and move on to the next hands-on document, which will be hands-on number 3. So I had mentioned that we'll be doing 3 hands-on today. So that is going to be the last hands-on that we will be performing today. Let me just open that up on my end and then I will be sharing my screen. Okay, Praveen has mentioned share the PDF here. Sure, Praveen, just give me a minute. I'll upload that document over there in the chat as well. So hands-on number 2. This is what we did right now. And then this is the third hands-on that we're doing at the moment. This is the third hands-on that we will be performing right now. So as per the hands-on problem statement, what we are supposed to perform. So firstly, we are supposed to go ahead and put master.txt file on the master branch. So we are supposed to create the file master.txt, stage it and commit it. That will create the master branch for us. After which we are supposed to create 3 branches. And among those 3 branches, public 1, public 2 and private, that is going to be their name. We are supposed to put public1.txt file on the public 1 branch. So we're supposed to switch to the public 1 branch, stage and commit the public1.txt file in that particular branch. And then we have been given some other tasks as well, but we'll get to there once we get there. First of all, let's just perform the tasks that we have discussed right now. So from point 1 to point 3. So firstly, it's going to be setting up the repository and the master.txt file and the public1.txt file. So let us create those 2 files and the repository folder first of all. So let us create the document, the folder, hands-on 3. And what are we supposed to have here? We're supposed to have 2 files, master.txt and public1.txt. Let us create those 2 files over here. So we have created both of our files, which means for now, our repository is ready in order to go ahead and run the or initialize the repository. So most of the structure for it is created. Let me open git bash over here. So open git bash here and begin with the initialization of the repository. So git init is the first command that we will run, followed by the command for staging and committing the master.txt file. So git add master.txt and then we will commit that file. So those 2 are going to be our next commands after initializing git. So once we have initialized the git repository, now let us stage the master.txt file and then commit it. So if we check with the git status command, you will see that master.txt file has been staged and ready to be committed. So let us commit the changes. So git commit and then the commit message. So with this, our master.txt file has been committed as well. So now it is up to us to create the next branches, which are going to be public 1, public 2, and private. So I'm supposed to create 3 branches next, and I'm supposed to switch to the public 1 branch and then stage and commit the public 1.txt file in that particular branch. So let us first of all create the 3 branches over there. So we only have the master branch right now. So let's create the public 1, public 2, and private. So get branch public 1, get branch public 2, and then get branch private. So if we check over here right now, we have all the 4 branches: master, private, public 1, and public 2 created. So next point for us was point number 3, where we are supposed to go ahead and put the public 1.txt file on the public 1 branch. So we are supposed to switch to the public 1 branch, and there we are supposed to stage and commit the public 1.txt file. So let's switch to the public 1 branch first. So get checkout public 1, and then stage and commit the public 1.txt file. So get add public 1.txt, and then we will commit it. So get commit -m committing public 1.txt. So once the public 1.txt file has been staged and committed, now merging is going to be required over here. So point 4th and 5th, if you see, we are supposed to merge the public 1 and the public 2 branch into master. So when we want to merge branch A into branch B, we first of all check out to branch B, where the merge is supposed to happen into, and then we run the command git merge and then the branch that we want to actually merge. So if I want to merge A into B, I switch to the B branch, and then I run the command git merge A. Okay. So in this case, for both point 4 and 5, since I'm supposed to merge public 1 branch and public 2 branch into master, I am supposed to switch to the master branch and then merge the public 1 branch and public 2 branch into master. So get checkout master, and then I'm supposed to run the merge command. So get merge public 1 and get merge public 2. So let me check out to the master branch first. So get checkout master, and once in the master branch, I'm supposed to merge the public 1 and public 2 branch. So get merge public 1 and get merge public 2. Get merge public 1 and get merge public 2. So this will merge the public 2 branch now into master. So I've merged both the public 1 and the public 2 branch into master. So that takes care of my point number 4th and 5th as to what I had been asked to perform. So now it's up to point number 6, where we are supposed to edit the master.txt file on the private branch. So we're supposed to modify the master.txt file on the private branch and then stage and commit the modified file. So let me switch to the private branch first. So get checkout private. And here we have our master.txt file. What we are supposed to do is we are supposed to edit this particular file, and then we are supposed to stage and commit the modified file. So now if I want to open this file using Notepad, what am I supposed to do? I can simply run the command notepad space and then the name of the file that I want to edit, which in this case is master.txt. So notepad master.txt will open the file for me in Notepad so that I can make changes to that particular file. If I run the command, you can see that it is blinking, so it has opened my master.txt file in the private branch. So what am I supposed to do over here now? I am supposed to just go ahead and make some changes here. So I'm supposed to write some content, let's say. So I'll just write over here, new changes made. Once I've made the changes that are required, I can just save this file. And now that I have saved the changes in that particular file, if I come back here and if I do get status, you will see that it is going to tell me the file master.txt has been modified. Now this is specifically for the private branch itself. So on private branch, the master.txt file has been modified. So I'll have to stage and commit it once again. So I'll have to run the git and the git commit command once again for the master.txt file, for the modified master.txt file. So git add master.txt. And then I have to commit it. So git commit -m committing modified master.txt. So now that I have committed the modified file, what am I supposed to do next? So point 7, 8, and 9, I am supposed to go ahead and update the code in the rest of the branches with the new master code in private. So I want the file or the updated file to be available in all the branches. So essentially what I'm supposed to do, what I'm being asked to do over here is that merge all of the branches or merge the private branch into all of the branches. So when I will merge the private branch into all of these particular branches, they will receive the code that is available in private. So I'm supposed to switch to each and every one of these branches. So public 1, public 2, and master. And I'm supposed to merge the private branch. So git checkout public 1. There I'm supposed to merge the master branch. I'm sorry, the private branch, the one that actually has the modified code. So git checkout public 1. There I merge the private branch. Git checkout public 2. There I merge the private branch. And finally git checkout master. And there I merge the private branch. So that is what I'm supposed to do in this case, so that all of the branches have the updated code available in the private branch. Okay, so we will check out to public one first. And here we will merge the private branch. So git merge private. This will merge the private branch into the public one branch, giving the updated file into the public one branch as well. So when I will run the command, it is asking me why I am exactly making this merge. I don't need to make any changes here. I can just exit from the file as it is. Now this is the nano editor that is being opened. Now if I want to exit from this file, what I will have to do? I will have to use the Control S, Control X keyword. Okay, this has opened it using the VI editor, not the Nano editor, but rather the VI editor. So I'll have to exit from over here this particular editor. For that, what we will have to do, we will have to first of all press the escape button in our keyboard. And once we have pressed the escape button, we are supposed to write colon Q exclamation and then hit enter. So escape colon Q exclamation, hit enter, it will exit from the file. If you want to give any, you can say message over there as to why you are making the merge, you can do that, but it is not required. And that is the reason why this has opened, that if you have some specific reason as to why you are making this merge. But in our case, we don't have any specific reason. So we'll just exit from this file. So escape colon Q exclamation, hit enter. It will exit from the file and the updated master.txt file will now be available in the public 1 branch. Same thing we have to do for the public 2 and the master branch as well. So get checkout public 2, get merge private. This time no merge message was given to us because there was no reason to give the merge message. Right? It did not have any reason to give the merge message here. So it did not give any merge message option. Now remember, it is up to Git where it wants to give the merge message. If it feels that the merge that you are doing that is not supposed to be done, then it will let you know that is there any specific reason you are doing this merge. If so, please write it down over here so that others will be able to understand it as well. Okay, so there is no specific reason that, oh, this is the reason why merge message is being asked. No, it depends on Git. If Git thinks that the merge message is required in this scenario, then it will open that particular editor where you will be required to give the merge message. So I've done it for public 1, I've done it for public 2. Now it's time for the master branch. So git checkout master. And finally, get merge private. So here also you can see that it is asking me for a merge message. So we'll simply have to do escape colon Q exclamation and then hit enter. So the merge will be successful, and with that, our third hands-on problem statement we have also done. So please let me know everyone if the commands that we have run over here, are you clear with this or not? Please let me know in the chat. Let me get the history and I will update it in the code in the document, and I will share that document with you so that you can also run the same on your end. Let me share the document for the hands-on problem statement 3 and the document that I have used for our or the commands I've used for our third hands-on. So I have shared both of them in the chat. You can go ahead and download the same on your end and run the commands on your end as well. I'll give you 10 minutes for the same. And if you will have any doubts in the meanwhile, you can let me know about the same as well. Yes, Praveen, this was the last hands-on that we had to perform. So if you have done this and if you don't have any doubts, you can drop off from the session in that case. I'll wait for 10 minutes, like I have said, for everyone to perform it. And in case anyone has any doubts, so after that, if no one has mentioned any doubts and everyone is done with it, and in that case, I'll go ahead and wrap up the session. Raghunath, I'm not sure what you are trying to say. Can we edit code file? I mentioned over there, right, that you can use the command notepad space the file name that you want to edit, being on that particular branch. So you have to check out to the branch where you want to edit the file, then notepad space the name of the file you want to edit. Once that is done, you have to save the file and then you can stage and commit it. Raghunath, in that case, you can directly open that file from your, you can say, File Explorer itself. From your File Explorer itself, you can open that file and edit it. Zahid, you can open the Python file as well using the notepad, or if you want to edit it using the editor, so like your Python notebook or your Google Colab, you can directly edit the files using those particular platforms itself. So from Jupyter itself, you can open the file and then edit it. Then you can save it, and then you can stage it again, the modified file. Okay, so it doesn't seem like anyone has any other issues. So it's been about 10 minutes now. So I will wrap up the session now. No one has mentioned any other issues. So in that case, I will go ahead and wrap up the session. Thank you for joining, and I will share the document once again in the chat for our hands-on. So you can download the same on your end and save it for later. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining, and I will be wrapping up the session now. You can go ahead and practice the same on your end. You too, Zahid. You have a nice day as well. So thank you everyone for joining, and I'm wrapping up the session.